c4, knight f6. Kramnik sitting pretty here on move 1 with the white pieces against Hans Niemann, the bad boy of chess. It's titled Tuesday, online chess, the 5th of March, early event. Little did Kramnik know he was about to get squashed like a bug in a positional grind. Great game, 39 moves. Let's check it out. So all 4 knights develop into the game here. The 4 knights of the apocalypse, as I like to say. We've had all sorts of comments around what you call them. This is a Sicilian with colours reversed. G3, we've seen this line a lot lately. D5 played, an open Sicilian, but from the black side, as if black was white, right? Now we get bishop G2 and bishop C5, the Grishchuk move, aggressive. Knight B6, the main line, covered it yesterday, Magnus versus Ali Reza. I'll link that at the end if you want to check it out. But Hans goes full Fleetwood Mac, knight F6, goes his own way, and after castles we get H6, because obviously you want to take control of G5, juicy square for white. D3, what could be more natural? Bishop D6 now played. Looks a bit weird, a bit pointless. Why would you stare at 2 pawns? It's like being sat in the middle of a seesaw. You're not going to have much fun there. But if you ever kick this kid off the end, right, picture D4, suddenly you're having a lot of fun on that seesaw. You've just come to life. So that's why this bishop can get strong. Also holds the centre. Kramnik now looking for B4, of course. So A5, Hans goes to Clamptown, population Kramnik. No free parking here. He's playing the parking officer. He's going to clamp down on B4, so Kramnik goes B3, cowboy. Castles played, bishop b2, Kramnik singing at the top of his lungs in his best Italian accent. That's what the top professionals do when they fianchetto. Rook e8, very natural idea, and knight d2, more beautiful natural manoeuvring. It's like sage and onion. These kind of maneuvers just go together. We get bishop e6 on the board, e3, keeping an eye on d4, although it does make d3 tender. Wasn't a forced move. You know, you can go rook c1 here, hop with one of these knights, queen c2, look to dominate the c5 square, play a little bit more slowly, leave the pawn structure. But this one selected, queen d7 sets up the battery, excuse me, and now we get rook d to e4. Kramnik unravelling the pieces here. Bishop e7 from Hans. He just tucks back. He gets off the seesaw. Supports this knight here. We get takes on f6 with check. Bishop recaptures. Queen c2. Preparing to cover the d3 pawn. It's as tender as a baby in December. That's what one commenter suggested I should say here. Don't fully follow, you know, is the baby tender because it's cold or you're susceptible to illness in December? I'm not sure, but we're running with that one today. Rook a8 played. The pawn now covered. Bishop h3 looks for the exchange, and knight e4 looks quite a natural response to my eyes. Pressure the bishop, head for c5. But Kramnik goes knight d5. Nice idea. The bishop can't nudge back anymore. It is going to drop, and he's setting something up. Because after bishop takes on g2, Hans has now allowed him to lean forward, do as the top pros do when they're streaming, and whisper into the mic, "Zwischenzug, Hans," just as he takes the knight on f6 with check. A lovely in-betweener move, or Zwischenzug as they say in German, in my terrible pronunciation. Hans recaptures, king takes on g2, and although Hans has now got a set of double Fs going on there, they're actually keeping his king quite secure. Snug as a bug in a rug, blunting the bishop, and there's a lovely attacking move for black. Test your attacking skills here, a sort of positional move. Where's the weakness in the white camp? How do you gang up on it? What's the best way to go? Well done if you found rook to e6. Simple stuff, right? Once you see the move. But okay, doesn't occur to everyone. The rook's coming here. The pawn is under serious fire. So Kramnik goes for d4. He tries to liberate Deirdre. We get rook d6. No time to take or anything. Big pin created here. Now we get rook a c1, e takes on d4, bishop recaptures, we get this mass liquidation, a pair of rooks coming off the board, this one recaptures, and now this is a great example of a collinear move. The queen picks itself up, moves forward, right? Does it stop here or here? Does it take the pawn? It stops here. And this is the thing, you don't actually capture the pawn. That's why it's a collinear. You move down a file, so to speak, but don't actually stop on what you might think is the square. Always tougher to calculate. Now, why wasn't it captured? King moves out of the check, of course. Well, this one's loose. But after c6, that one's now secured. This one still weak. It's perennially weak. So why take too fast? I was going to say take too long. You know, why rush to take it? Sit on its head, as I like to say. So queen d2 from Kramnik, defending and attacking at the same time. Always satisfying. It's like turning up the volume to whole integers. You can't leave it on 29. That queen nicely placed. King g7 therefore from Hans. He doesn't want to give Kramnik a sniff of counterplay. b3 now weak, so queen c3 covers. Still we don't get takes. You don't want a5 to drop here, so rook e8 selected, and this is just a wonderful position for Hans. The queen like a black widow spider, 8 legs sprawling in every direction, dominating the board. b4 tried by Kramnik, but a4 now. Not even a whiff of counterplay for Vladimir Kramnik. a3 now locked down, weak, so queen d2 still covering pawns. Rook e4 pressuring, rook d1 covering, queen b3 hits another pawn, and queen c1, a miserable move. This lady turned into a full-time babysitter here, managing pawns. Rook e2 invading, rook f1 covering some potential pressure here, rook e4 back, hitting this baby pawn, so queen d2 covers and it abandons here. It begs the question, what if you go rook a1, open your own creche in the corner, turn into a full-time babysitter? Well, don't usually do that, because then you just start getting squeezed. Does queen f3? This is a sample line. Say you shuffle between b2 and a1 just to hold the pawns. Well, then there's things like rook e2, queen back, but now rook d2. Still pressure here, and you can't shuffle to either of these squares anymore. Say you play a waiting move, now rook d3, the a pawn's dropping, it's positional torture. So here, Kramnik abandons that baby on the a file there, it drops off the board, and this one is running. Rook b1 for counterplay, now queen f3, rook f1 back, it's meek, it's pathetic, a3 comes, b5, Hans just captures, and this is his point, Kramnik's point I should say. He's rolled out the red carpet for the d pawn, so rook e2, queen d4, Kramnik centralized, but now queen e4, and Kramnik loses on time, Hans with a huge 45-second advantage. Even if you try something like this, let's say, the problem is the a pawn way too fast going through. What if instead you keep the queens on? Queen d1, prepare to push. That's the most stalwart way to play, but black's still better. This is a sample line. You can get some kind of liquidation, but ultimately black in the driving seat, past b pawn running, gonna win out the day, right? You just push it through. There's no perpetuals here around that black king. This is the final position. I hope you enjoyed. Smash subscribe if you did. Never miss a video, and don't miss my live stream tomorrow. I'm playing against the one and only Alessia. You may know her YouTube channel. I'll have to link it in the description or tomorrow or something. It'll be about 9 AM Eastern time, playing a few blitz games and a few bullet, just some fun, right? So check that one out. I'll be streaming live, skive off the day job. If you want to have a look in, would really appreciate you there, appreciate the support. And what was the final thing I was going to say? Yeah, the Magnus game. If you want to see Magnus versus Ali Reza, this same opening line, another cracker of a titled Tuesday, have a look at the video on screen. Thanks very much for watching, and see you soon.